And I'm going to go over one problem at a time with these word problems. They're a little long, and I kind of want you to just focus on one problem at a time. So I'm going to look at this. A swimming pool is 6 meters wide by 10 meters long, and it's surrounded by a walk of uniform width. So what does that mean? It means I have a pool that is 6 by 10. And then I have a patio around it. And that patio is the same length this way as it is that way. So that's what it means by uniform. The area of the walkway, just the border, happens to be equal to what the pool is. Well, I'm hoping you know what the pool area is because the area of a rectangle is 6 times 10, 60. So now the entire border, this piece here, is also 60. So now I can say that I know my entire rectangle, this whole thing, area must be 60 and 60, which is 120. So that's going to be important. I want to know what the width of this border is. So if I'm going to put X's here, I want to know what the actual width of that is. Well, I'm going to need a quadratic and most likely have to use the quadratic formula to solve this. So what I'm going to do is realize this. I need this side and this side because if I have those two sides, I can do length times width, and I know it's 120. So we got to think about this. From here to here is 10. So from about here to here is 10. This piece from here to here is X, and this piece is X. So for example, if X was 4 meters, then this would be 4 plus 10 plus 4, 18. But we don't know what X is. But what I do know is 2X plus 10 has to be the side of that. This one, I would get from here to here is X. From here to here is 6. And from there to there is X. So the entire side here is 2X plus 6. And it wouldn't matter if you wrote 6 plus 2X. I just like putting X in front. So now, if I know the area is 120 and area is length times width, I'm going to take 2X plus 6 and multiply it by 2X plus 10 and set it equal to 120. This is where our quadratic comes in because when I go to FOIL this, I'm going to end up with a quadratic. So I get 4x squared, 20x, 12x, and 60 equals 120. I combined, I get 4x squared plus together 32x plus 60 equals 120. Please pause if that math takes you longer than it takes me. I've been doing this for a while. Now, what I need to realize is in order to use the quadratic formula, this has to be set equal to 0. So what am I going to do? I'm going to subtract 120. And when I bring it here, I am going to get 4x squared plus 32x minus 60. And now I'm ready to use the quadratic formula. I know what A is, I know what B is, and I know what C is. Now, my only thing is this. If you see a multiplier or a GCF, I can take it out. So I can take a 4 out because I know 4 comes out of this. 4 times 8 gets me 32, and 4 times 15 gets me 60. So I'm going to do that just to make doing the quadratic formula easier. If you ran it here, it's fine. But I'm going to get A is 1, B is 8, and C is negative 15. I don't have to worry about this multiplier. It's just a multiplier. It comes out. It just makes your numbers bigger, and then you would divide them out anyway. So now I'm going to run the quadratic formula. Hopefully we're good at this. Opposite of B plus or minus 64, which is B squared, minus 4 times A times C, all over 2 times A, which is 1. I get negative 8 plus minus square root. I'm going to do that in a calculator. 4 times 1 times negative 15 enter, I get 124 over 2. I'm going to get negative 8 plus square root of 124. I'm going to hit enter and I'm going to divide it by 2, which is 3.15. Divide by 2, and my answer is 1.57, around there, x equals. I could also do this. I'm going to do negative 8 minus the square root of 124. But when you do this, you're going to see that's going to result in negative 19, divide by negative 19.1, divide by 2. And I'm going to get negative 9 and negative 9.6. Well, when we're talking real life and trying to find the value of something, you can't get negatives. So this answer is no good in this word problem. We're not using both solutions. So what I found is that this uniform width here is 1.57 rounded and 1.57. So if I needed to plug it back in, 2 times 1.57 plus 10 is about 13.14. And then when I plug it in here, it's around 9.14. So if I took 9.14, he's going to come out to your favorite even numbers, 1, 2, 3 integers, right? These are actual, quote, real life problems. So I'm going to stop this video for this problem. You're going to use this as a reference. I'm also going to do number 3. Because it's identical, but I'm going to do it as its own video. So I kind of want you to try number 3 all by yourself first, then come back, look at this problem, look at the answer key. All right?